Revelations of the Apocalypse. Sword and light as the sun. We can read on the verse of Revelations 1:16. He had 7 stars in his right hand, and a sharp double-edged sword came out of his mouth. His face shone like the sun in her strength. We have already seen about the 7 stars, and now we can see a sharp double-edged sword that comes out of the mouth. But what would that sword be? We can read in Hebrews 4:12. Because the Word of God is alive, and effective, and sharper than any double-edged sword, and penetrates to the point of dividing soul and spirit, joints and marrow, and is able to discern the thoughts and purposes of the heart. So, we have that the sword that comes out of the mouth of the Son of Man is the Word of God. And as we read, she is able to discern the thoughts and the purpose of the heart. In this way, we have that Jesus controls the 7 stars, the 7 candlesticks and therefore the churches, but he also knows the hearts of the people who are in the church. And what would his face be like sunlight? If we read Malachi 4:2 we have, "But for you others who fear my name, the Son of Righteousness will rise, bringing salvation on its wings. You will come out and jump like calves loose from the stable." In Malachi, he mentions that the Son of Justice brings salvation. Thus, the sword and the sun in the face of the Son of Man generate the same idea, in which Jesus has justice and salvation, through the knowledge of the hearts of men. In this text, it is clear to say that Jesus is being represented by one who knows completely the people of his church, who manages to observe their hearts, and has the sons of justice for those who obey the orders of God. This fact leads us to be sure that the Church of God is made up of its faithful members. It is not being in a church that one is saved. For according to the representation, Jesus looks at the heart with a double-edged sword, and his justice is in the sun on his face. Thus, if there are several people who claim to be followers of Christ somewhere, Jesus knows correctly who he is, and who does not have a pure and true heart. Thus, the book of Revelation is for those who are sincere to Christ, and they seek to do their will, independent of others. We can read in Revelations 1:17. "When I saw him, I fell at his feet like a dead man. But he put his right hand on me, saying, 'Do not be afraid, I am the first and the last.'" We see, therefore, that this view was fearful to John, but John was told not to fear, for Jesus was the first and the last. And so, I would define that even though Jesus has justice and the sword, Jesus is still merciful. But this message defines that we must have respect, and thus know that Jesus is merciful, even looking into the human being. If he has love for Jesus and seeks to follow his word, then he can hear Jesus, the word, "Do not fear."
If you are looking for more content from different areas, visit the reformadorstad.com website. News and detailed content can be found with system of research and organization of text and video.